The airport smells like coffee and recycled air, familiar and uncomfortable. I pull my suitcase behind me, the wheels clicking in a small, uneven rhythm. No one is waiting for me at arrivals. I didn't expect them to. The town looks smaller than I remember as the taxi drives through quiet streets. The trees are the same. The streetlights buzz the same way. But I am not the same. My childhood home appears at the end of the road, wrapped in white ribbons and floral arches. It looks like a wedding catalog version of a memory I never asked to revisit. My mother opens the door with a practiced smile that doesn't reach her eyes. She hugs me like greeting a distant acquaintance, not a daughter. "You made it," she says. I nod. There is so much she isn't saying. There is so much I refuse to say first. Inside, the air smells like vanilla candles and new paint. Every surface is arranged for display, not comfort. The house feels staged, like a life curated for someone else's admiration. My father steps out of the dining room, not quite meeting my gaze. No hug. No warmth. Just a clipboard full of tasks. "We need the guest bags assembled by noon," he says. His tone implies I should already know this. As if I have always been the assistant, not the daughter. I take the clipboard without a word. Old habits are hard to break, even when the wounds have scarred. My sister appears at the top of the stairs, glowing with confidence and attention. Lynn has always been the center of every room, effortlessly adored. She speaks into her phone, waving at florists and decorators like she is conducting an orchestra. When she finally looks at me, her smile is airy and brief. "You're here," she says. Like it is a pleasant surprise, not something demanded of me. She gives me a quick, light hug that feels like a photo opportunity. "We're so behind schedule," she sighs dramatically. "Just try not to make things more stressful." I stand there, holding the clipboard in my breath. Every word is familiar. Every gesture rehearsed from years before. Invisible. Useful. Expendable. In the kitchen, I unpack ribbons, welcome cards, tiny soap bars shaped like hearts. My mother hovers nearby, adjusting things I have already adjusted. Her silence is heavy. She only speaks to direct, to correct, to remind me that this house has its own gravity, and I am being pulled back into orbit. Outside, laughter erupts from the backyard where wedding planners bustle. I hear my father praising Lynn's vision to the neighbors. I hear Lynn's voice bright and sweet and adored. I fold another ribbon. And another. And another. My hands move automatically, but my mind is elsewhere. I remember leaving this house to save myself. And now I am back in the same room, doing the same tasks, holding the same silence. Only this time, I know exactly who I am. Dinner is set like a performance, polished silverware and plates that only come out for guests. I sit at the end of the table, the seat I always had, slightly removed, slightly unnecessary. My mother adjusts the napkins 3 times, nervous energy disguised as preparation. My father checks his watch twice, impatient for the guest of honor. Lynn floats around the room, glowing, fluttering, rehearsing smiles in every reflective surface. Then the doorbell rings. She straightens instantly, like a spotlight just switched on. Di steps inside with an expensive bottle of wine and a smile that is perfectly measured. Not warm. Not kind. Just precise. He shakes my father's hand, like sealing a business deal. He kisses my mother's cheek like claiming applause. And when he turns to me, he pauses just long enough to assess, to categorize, to decide how valuable I am. "Ah," he says, "the famous older sister." His tone suggests a story already written about me. One I never contributed to. I shake his hand. His grip is firm, deliberate, meant to convey control. Lynn watches us, looking nervous for reasons she cannot name. Over dinner, Di speaks like hosting a seminar. He uses words like portfolio, leverage, accelerated return cycles. My father hangs on every syllable. My mother nods, as if she understands every term. Lynn gazes at him like he hung the moon. I listen carefully, tracing the outline of his claims in my mind. No company name mentioned. No regulatory affiliation. No specific partners. Only grandeur without grounding. When I ask, which exchange are you registered under? The table pauses. Just for a moment. Then Dai laughs in a soft, polished way. Oh, those centralized systems are outdated, he replies. We work privately, exclusively, for those who are positioned to understand. It is not an answer. It is a dismissal. My father shoots me the same look he used. When I was a child asking questions, he didn't want to explain. The kind that says, stop. Be smaller. Stay in your place. I lower my gaze. But not because I agree. Only because I am watching. After dinner, Dai stands with my father near the window, speaking in low tones about opportunities. Lynn places her hand on my arm, glittering with excitement. Isn't he incredible? She whispers. He sees potential in us, in our future. I look at her eyes, bright with trust. And I feel something break a little. Not anger. Not jealousy. Something heavier. The memory of being her. I go upstairs to put away my bag, but I pause outside my father's study. Voices carry through the door. I've already moved the savings, my father says. And the house equity paperwork is nearly finalized. My mother asks quietly, are you sure? Dai's voice answers smooth and confident. Trust me, you'll thank me soon. My breath catches in my chest, sharp and cold. My fingers grip the doorframe to stay steady. The house. The savings. Everything. And not one of them sees the danger. Not one of them sees the shape of the fall coming. Except me. I wake early the next morning, the house still quiet, holding its breath. I slip out with my laptop, needing distance to see clearly. The local coffee shop is exactly as I left it years ago. Same chipped mugs. Same slow ceiling fan. Same safe anonymity. I sit in the corner booth, where I once studied calculus alone, after everyone forgot I had a competition. The screen glows as I begin researching. Dai's online presence is polished but strangely shallow. Photos in expensive suits. Quotes about success and vision. But no verifiable business records. No registry. No company filings. Just smoke. I widen the search. His name appears in a small town forum 3 states away. A woman asking if anyone else had been hurt by a man named Dial. My pulse quickens. I look deeper. Another variation, Duck L. Then another, Darian L. Same smile. Same eyes. Same pattern. Engagement announcements that never led to weddings. Social media pages deleted months later. Family savings gone. The same story repeated with different details. A sinking, twisting feeling forms in my stomach. This is not speculation. It is method. It is routine. I request archived records. Data caches. Local newspaper blurbs about a mysterious disappearance. Financial claims that couldn't be traced. I map the timeline and see the pattern clearly. He moves like a migration. Charm, promise, investment vanish. Always before the wedding. Always after trust becomes a currency. My coffee has gone cold by the time I realize I've been sitting still for hours. A shadow falls across my table. I look up. The waitress from my teenage years stands there, older now, but familiar. She glances at my screen. Her face changes. My cousin, she whispers. She knew him by a different name. I freeze. My breath feels uneven. She sits, uninvited but welcome. He made her feel chosen, she says softly. She gave him everything. He left 3 days before they were supposed to say their vows. Her hands shake as she speaks. She gives me a name, a phone number, a chance to verify the worst. I call the number outside, packing along the sidewalk. The woman on the line has a voice tired from remembering. He said he wanted to build a life with me, she says. He asked me to trust him. She tells me how her family emptied savings for a business promise. How he vanished with the money and the ring her grandmother left her. No police case stuck. No restitution. Just absence. Just loss. My fingers tighten around the phone. I thank her. I end the call. The air is cold against my face as I stand there, unmoving. The truth is no longer something I suspect. It is something I can prove. But proof alone won't save them. They don't believe what they don't want to see. I close my laptop slowly. I inhale once. Steady. Measured. I know what I must do next. I return to the house just before sunset, my laptop clutched tightly against my ribs. The air inside feels tense, as if it already knows what is coming. My parents sit in the living room, reviewing seating charts and floral invoices. Lynn is nearby, rehearsing her vows into her phone camera, smiling at herself. I stand in the doorway until they notice me. I need everyone to sit down, I say. My voice is calm, but something beneath it trembles. My father looks irritated. My mother looks tired. Lynn looks confused. But they sit. I place printed documents on the coffee table, one sheet at a time. Photos, screenshots, statements, news articles, a timeline. Di's face appears again and again, under different names, in different towns. My mother gasps softly. Lynn's hands begin to tremble. My father frowns, already preparing to deny what he does not want to see. I speak slowly, clearly, with no emotion to soften the truth. He has done this before, more than once. He gains trust. He encourages investments. He leaves before the wedding. He is not building a life with you. He is taking one from you. Silence spreads like a stain. My father finally shakes his head. This is jealousy, he says. The words land exactly as I knew they would. Lynn stands suddenly, her breath uneven. You always ruin things, she whispers. Her eyes shine with betrayal she doesn't understand yet. You can't stand that this is my moment. I swallow the familiar ache in my throat. This has nothing to do with wanting what you have, I say softly. I am trying to keep you from being destroyed. But she is not listening. She is remembering every time she was celebrated, while I was forgotten. She is choosing the version of the story that makes her special. My mother grips the edge of the couch, knuckles white. You could be mistaken, she pleads. You must be. I shake my head. There are police reports, bank transfers, witnesses. My father stands abruptly, his voice hard and sharp. You think your degree makes you smarter than us. You think your job makes you better. You don't understand love or loyalty. You have always been cold. The floor feels unsteady beneath me. Not because his words are true, but because they were always waiting to be said. Lynn steps back from me, tears streaking her mascara. I don't want to hear any more, she says. Her voice cracks like thin glass. This is my wedding, my life, my happiness. I look at her. At the girl I used to share a bedroom with. At the child who once held my hand crossing the street. At the woman building her life on a fault line. I came to save you, I whisper. She closes her eyes. I didn't ask you to. My father points to the door. Leave. The word lands final and heavy. I gather the papers slowly. I do not argue. I do not cry. I do not beg to be believed. I walk out the front door quietly, the way I once left this house years ago. Back then, I left to survive. Now, I leave because I finally know I already have. I am back in my apartment when the first call comes. I ignore it. Then another. And another. The phone vibrates until it slides across the countertop. 17 missed calls. 23 texts. 5 voicemails. I press play. My father's voice cracks in a way I have never heard. He's gone. The silence after the words is louder than the words themselves. He left last night. We can't reach him. The accounts are empty. A pause. A trembling breath. We need you. The next voicemail is my mother. Her voice is small, thin, unraveling. The bank, your father's retirement, my savings, everything is gone. She tries to steady herself, but fails. They said it was a civil matter. They can't help us. The final voicemail is Lynn. Her voice is shattered glass. You were right. Then a sob. I didn't listen. A choked breath. I don't know what to do. I stand in my kitchen, staring at the window, the city lights softened by morning haze. I should feel vindicated. I should feel anger. Relief. Triumph. Something. But I feel nothing at all. Just an ache where something used to be. My mentor, Evelyn, answers on the second ring. Her voice is calm, steady, unhurried. What happened? She asks. I tell her. All of it. The evidence. The disbelief. The collapse. She listens without interruption, the way she always has. When I finish, the silence holds us. What are you thinking? She asks. I lean against the cool glass of the window. I don't know if I should go back. Do you want to save them? I close my eyes. I don't know. Then ask a smaller question, she says. Do you want to lose yourself again? My throat tightens. No. Then go, she says. But go as who you are now, not who they remember. I book a flight. I pack light. No fear. No hope. No apology. When I arrive, the house looks different without lights and flowers. The decorations are half torn down. Chairs stacked. Flowers wilting. The wedding that never happened hangs in the air like a ghost. My mother opens the door. She has aged years and days. She reaches for me, stops, unsure if she is allowed. I do not step into her arms. Not yet. My father is packing in the living room, clutching financial documents with shaky hands. He looks up when he sees me, and something inside him crumples. We thought maybe you could help with. He cannot finish the sentence. The shame coats every word. Lynn sits on the couch, knees pulled to her chest, wearing one of my old shirts. Her eyes are red. She doesn't speak. No one does. The silence waits to be broken. I place my bag down gently. I will help, I say. Their relief is immediate. Breaths exhaled. Bodies releasing tension. But I lift my hand before they speak. I will help with the legal process, the financial recovery, the fraud reports. I look at each of them. Slowly. Clearly. I will not pay your debts. My father opens his mouth. I keep speaking. And I will not be spoken to the way you spoke to me before. The room goes still. This is the first boundary I have ever drawn in this house. And I do not move. Not even a fraction. I am not here to be small. Not anymore. My father begins packing again, slow, heavy steps across the worn carpet. He has always paced like this when his certainty is slipping. He stops finally, turning toward me with the authority he has always relied on. As head of this family, he begins. But I cut in, gently. There is no head here right now. There are only consequences. My mother flinches at the honesty. Lynn keeps her eyes fixed on the floor. The room feels tight, like too many years are crowding into it at once. My father's jaw tenses. He looks older than I have ever seen him. We need a united front, he tries again. No, I say. You need accountability. The words land in the center of the room, like something heavy and undeniable. My mother's hands twist together in her lap, ring against ring. Family is supposed to help each other, she whispers. I nod. Yes. But family is not supposed to sacrifice one person to save another. Lynn lifts her head slowly. Her voice is faint. I didn't know. I didn't want to look. Her eyes are swollen from crying, and she looks smaller than she ever has. Not adored. Not golden. Just human. I sit across from her, leaving space between us. You believed in him, I say. And you were taught to believe everyone would protect you. The silence vibrates with truth. My father looks away. My mother closes her eyes. Lynn's voice trembles. I thought love meant being chosen. My throat tightens. That's what he made you believe. She nods, wiping her eyes. But he didn't choose me. He used me. Yes, I say softly. But you are still here. And you get to choose yourself now. Her breath catches, uneven, breaking open something deeper. I reach into my bag and pull out the documents my lawyer prepared. Contracts. Conditions. Protections. Boundaries in ink. I place 3 copies on the coffee table, the same place where I once laid evidence that no one wanted to see. This time, no one looks away. This outlines how I will help, I say. I will work with a financial counselor on your behalf. I will coordinate with the bank and legal offices. I will handle the fraud reporting and asset tracking. I tap the final page. But the money will not pass through your hands. And there will be no decisions without me present. My father stares at the papers, his expression hollowed out. This feels humiliating, he says quietly. I nod. So did being ignored. He closes his eyes. My mother signs first, tears sliding silently down her face. Lynn signs next, her hand trembling but steadying as she reaches the final stroke. My father hesitates, the pen hovering, his pride fighting a war he has always won. But not this time. He signs. The sound of the pen scratching paper feels like a door closing. Or maybe opening. When I stand to leave, no one tries to stop me. No one demands anything. No one tells me to stay small. Lynn rises and follows me to the porch. The air outside is cool, soft, forgiving. She doesn't hug me. She just stands beside me. I don't know how to be without him, she says. You start by learning who you are, I reply. She nods, tears gathering but not falling. Will you stay? 3 days, I say. Her breath shakes, but she accepts it. I walk to the car with steady steps. I do not look back. Not because I am leaving, but because I am finally walking forward. 1 year later, I live in a small house with sunlight in every room. The walls are quiet in a way that feels gentle, not empty. My diploma hangs where I can see it, not hidden behind coats or hesitation. I water the plants in my garden each morning, watching new leaves unfold slowly. Growth takes time. Healing does too. I mentor young women now, girls who were told to shrink themselves to fit into someone else's shape. I teach them how to keep records, how to read contracts, how to recognize manipulation disguised as affection. Sometimes I see pieces of my younger self in their questions. Sometimes they see pieces of their future in my answers. My family sends updates through quiet, measured messages. My father is learning patience the slow way. My mother is learning to listen before speaking. Lynn is in therapy, not to erase the past, but to understand it. None of them ask me to come home. None of them ask me to explain myself. We are learning distance without punishment, love without ownership, connection without control. I am not invisible anymore. I am here, fully, seen first by myself.